Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the Unrivaled Rundown. I am Kadarius Washington, and it is a pleasure to have you in on a Rare Monday show, as we had a very short week as far as games were concerned in Unrivaled. And as you see, I'm wearing my suit right now because I just finished filming the sports rundowns, and I'm going on ahead into the Unrivaled Rundown. So there we go as we recap this past weekend in games. So let's go ahead and get to them. Lunar Owls took down the Phantom the first game on Friday night by a score of 94-76. Nafisa Collier had an incredible game in this one. 20 points, 6 rebounds, and shooting 8 for 14 from the field, as well as the game-winning shot. And she only had 3 fouls on the games. And we were screaming last week about how Nafisa is always in foul trouble. She always got 4 or 5 fouls and all of this, but she only had 3, so that's a good job by her. Courtney Williams was an absolute bucket in the game. She had 19 points, shot 7 for 13 from the field and 2 for 2 from 3, and had 4 rebounds to boot. Alicia Gray had another good game here. She shot 7 for 12 and had 23 points in the game and made 5 threes, so that's a good job by her. Shakira Austin, who had a heck of a weekend too, she had 14 points, with 6 rebounds, and Skylar Diggins-Smith had 18 points. And a little note about this game, every player on both teams were in double digits. Brittany Griner, she had 23 and 5 on the game. Satu Sabali had 17 points. Sabrina Ionescu and Natasha Cloud each had 13. And Katie Lou Samuelson had 10. And you might remember in my previous videos, I would call Satu Satu. So if it looks like I'm putting a little more effort in getting her name right, that's why. I'm not trying to butcher it anymore, but here we go. All right, second game on Friday, the Rose took down the Mist 71-63. Kalia Copper had a good game. She had 21 points, a rebound, shy of a double-double. And Angel Reese, I'll put it like this. She had a typical Angel Reese game. She had 12 points and 12 rebounds, and she shot 4 for 10 from the field. Azarae Stevens, who has been really incredible, she had 15 points and 9 rebounds, as well as the game-winning shot. As far as the Mist is concerned, Rakia Jackson had 17 and 7, and no double-double for Brianna Stewart. She only had 12 points and 4 rebounds on the game. All right, on Saturday, the Lunar Owls came back against the Mist, 85-81. Nafisa Collier had another masterful game, 38 points with 15 rebounds, and Alicia Gray had 18 and 9, and both of them actually fouled out of the game. And the officiating definitely played a part in this one. Shakira Austin had 7 points, as well as the game-winning shot. Stewie had another double-double. She had 23 and 17. Rakia Jackson had 15 and 5, and she fouled out of the game. Aaliyah Edwards had 12 points as well as 5 fouls to boot. And of course, Laces and Vinyl was canceled on Saturday due to player health and safety. And so we're hoping for the best for all of them. All right, so our standings so far in Unrivaled. Lunar Owls still on top, 8-0, hooty hoo, and all that good stuff there. Laces still 4-2. They didn't have a game this weekend. Rose 3-4. Vinyl, who didn't play either, they're at 2-4. Phantom fall to 2-5, and then the Mist are 2-6. All right, a couple of takeaways from this weekend in games. First of all, Shakira Austin, I mean, she was incredible this weekend. She was a player that I had an eye on, say that she was due to have a good weekend of games, and She just comes off of a 14 and 6 rebound game, as well as the game-winning shot in the second. So that's a good job there by Shakira Austin. And Azare Stevens, who has been absolutely sensational this weekend, having 15 and 9, dang near having a double-double and the game-winning shot. I in one of my early unrivaled rundowns, I had her as a player to watch. I kept her off from this past weekend because I kind of want to stay away from having players to watch in back-to-back weekends, but that could pretty quickly change. And one more note about the game as far as the Mist is concerned, it's starting to get difficult to defend Phil Handy. I mean, I really thought the Lunar Owls were going to lose on Saturday. I mean, the Mist were playing well, and then they pretty much just let the Lunar Owls into the game. And every time I go into my Twitter feed throughout the games, the Mist games and Unrivaled, just about every post wants Phil Handy thrown into the river. Now, I keep talking about how Handy needs time, and of course he's won a couple of games, so that's a good job by him. But it is getting harder to defend Phil Handy as far as letting these games get away is concerned. And then, of course, we have the 1v1 tournament starting, and we have a good little stretch of games as far as that's concerned, too. Well, friends, it's a little bit of a short, unrivaled rundown, but yeah, I hope I made the most of it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at CW Talk Sports. That's CWTALKS Sports. And be sure to click the notification bell as I constantly post as news breaks and, of course, my sports rundown and my unrivaled rundown. We may take next week off. We might take next Tuesday off for the unrivaled rundown. For the 1v1 tournament, because the week really doesn't officially end until next weekend. Well, not next weekend, but the last weekend, the 24th, I believe it is. So we will be back on that on the 25th then, if that's the case, to give a proper breakdown of these games. But nevertheless, we'll talk to y'all the next time. Good night, everyone.